There's something flying in the air, and I just don't know what it could be. The smoke is flying everywhere. I'm getting the feeling it's the end for you and me. And I Sold my soul to the devil, said you don't need your heart.
Hello and welcome to the grand final match of Respawn League's first season. I'm here with Concord. How are we doing, Concord?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Just finished my last of my exams, so get this holiday season going.
Yes, exams are finally over for me as well. So, how do we think tonight is going to play out, Concord?
I think Red Pandas, to be honest, they've been showing that they're the dominant team all season long, and I will expect them to at least win this in a very dominating fashion as well.
Yeah. So, Red Pandas has been around for a very long time and they've only lost one match, so it's going to be very hard to see Atomic pulling off a win, but, they might be able to, which is going to be exciting. So right now we're just waiting for players to come on in and I will go over the team rosters. So on Scout for Red Pandas is Ohai. On Soldier for Red Pandas is going to be Scotch. Pyro will be Bird and Demo is going to be Hertz tonight instead of Deft. Heavy will be Hyper with They Call Me NG on NG. Medic will be Lock. Doge, one of the best snipers ever, will be Sniper. And then Triss will be playing Spy. Over on Atomic's team, they have Faithless Merking for Scout. They have Pause on Soldier, I believe. Nope, maybe JD on Soldier. They have Crook or Hover on... They have Hover on Pyro tonight. They have Gooseman on Demo. They have Raze, most likely on Sniper. Happy McHapHap will be Engineer. And Heavy will be Michael. So Atomic is murking a lot of players, and I think that might affect the overall game for them. They're not going to be running their core lineup. What
I
do you
mean,
think about that?
to be fair, you always want to have a core lineup one way or another because cohesion and whatnot. But seeing if, let's say, the Merc have played them one time or two times, at least they know what to do with that exact player. But in the end, it's all about how will they play to their own strengths and weaknesses. And for product, I believe they will get along easily unless said otherwise.
Mm. Product definitely comes down to the sniper duel and the flanks, and at the moment I think Ohai and Scotch will be the better flank, and Doge is just the most renowned Highlander sniper. So I think Raze will have some struggles, but if John can pull off very good spying tonight, Red Pandas might be in some trouble.
I have to agree right there. So, talking about product, of course, you did say you were talking about sniper duel, but eventually those sniper duel will come down to crowd control, how they can lock to the point if they are on defense, and how on the attacking side, how do you break such a defense when snipers, demo man, soldiers exist? So I think snipers definitely is a prime target to be dismantled. Like you said, if a successful defense or push is to be held.
Yes, I believe that if Doge can win the sniper duel, I think Atomic will struggle to even get one round of a product.
Well then, so as we waited, I think Red Pandas has ready up, and we are awaiting Atomic's reply. So last minute again. What do you think? What will happen with Product now? Will they take it all the way?
I think Atomic's best chance of pulling off a victory is by getting Red Pandas off guard at the start. Most of Red Pandas hardly play TF2, so they might be able to pull off a few quick rounds at the start, but when Red Pandas warms up, I think Atomic will struggle very hard to get any more rounds.
I have to agree right there. So sit tight, and we are waiting for the match to start.
It should be happening quite soon, but I am trying to figure out what the other maps will be for the rest of the night. It looks like Gully Wash will be the second map, and Borneo will be the decider if it is needed. So looks like Product was picked by Red Pandas, which is not very surprising, honestly. They love their product. Gully Wash was picked by Atomic Affinity, and Borneo the Decider was picked by Red Pandas, so it'll be interesting to see if Atomic can maybe get a win on Gully Wash.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you're talking about this particular map, you're essentially these three maps are essentially three different game modes. This is COD, Goliwash is 5CP, and Borneo is of course payload. Different strategies, different playstyles. Each team has their own way to handle things. So it'll be interesting to see uh, how Atomic will handle Goliwash since they do pick the map. So I am going to say they are pretty confident if they were to pick that.
Yes, they might be able to pull off a victory on Gully Wash. I know earlier on in the season, these two teams actually played on Gully Wash, but Red Pandas did win, so maybe Atomic changed some of their strategies, maybe did some demo reviews, so maybe they might be a bit stronger for tonight.
Yep. So talking about Borneo, I think in my times of playing Highlander, I think it was before Borneo is into rotation, but I remember playing it once in a while, and it's very elongated as a map, as it's compared to some other PL maps. But I think it'll be the same old, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a very surprising map to be chosen. If I'm honest, I'm surprised they didn't choose Badwater and Upward, but it's something different, it's something nice to see, and I think it'll be interesting to watch if it comes down to that.
Definitely. I mean, when we were talking about payload, Upwards and Badwater is basically the classic. Like every team knows how to play those two maps. So to play something like Borneo that some might consider a cliché pick, or maybe like a throwaway pick, but you never know really.
Yeah, another interesting thing is 5CP in Highlander. I haven't seen that in quite some time, even in UGC. So
Yeah, I mean 5CP. You said it. I mean, in the end, most of these maps are, except the pro version, are essentially pub maps that we play as competitive maps, and each 5CP maps are capable of handling at least 24 players, 12v12. But as I said that, I will get back to that topic later. We are definitely playing right now. This is the first map of the match tonight. This is Product, and I will be sitting on mid trying to see what is going on. Gooseland, nice roll to mid, but it has gone down low, trying to gain control. Blue team now, essentially, that's the first pick from Michael. And as the point now finally unlocked, think. Please continue my charades here.
So it looks like John is gonna be waiting for a pick. Might be able to get Doge. He does get Doge. So Red should be able to take this point for free pretty much. Locke just needs to get out and make sure he gets this Uber.
Yeah, so that was a pretty solid mid there from Red Team. All defenses has been built in trading picks all around. This Panther has gone down from Nagar. Gooseland, the demo, killed by Scotch. And now Blue Team has popped that Uber. Raze with an amazing headshot to Scotch. Red Team surely going to retake this mid from a failed blue push. But as I said, that Doge with a double headshot to Raze and Michael, turning the tides of the battle. Blue Team should be able to cap this point.
Yeah, so it looks like Red was able to get out with their medic, so not all is lost. And it looks like John is going to be positioning himself to maybe get a pick onto Locke or Doge. And it looks like he's going to rotate around to try and get Doge. Ray's Atomic Sniper is just sitting up on cliff trying to get a snipe. It looks like it's just going to be a spam battle at the moment.
Oh, Caitley with a nice backstab to Michael, surviving onslaught. And Joan returning the favor to Doge. Happy killed Scotch, Dogger, Frag, AD, Rock, and Bird. Each destroying each other's utility. But Blue Team is scattered all over the places. This is a very messy fight. The mini sentry of Angie, Cold, Rocky, and Red Team capping the point once again. Well, nice back and forth battle from the both of them.
So that was a very nice bomb by Rocky then to get Locke. So JD will have about a 25% ad. So then I have to hope that Doge or Triss is able to get the pick onto JD and maybe swing this fight back into Red Panda's favor.
Yeah, as we see earlier, that's a 2-8 fight for Red Pandas there. AD gets destroyed by Scotch, Fateless, killed somebody there. Blue Team should be able to cap this point, but not all is lost from Red Team, but Doge with a headshot to Raze and Rocky. That's a 2k. I was expecting a 1k. And Joan also gone down, and we are seeing another hold from Red Pandas there.
Seems like we're into a pause right now.
Yeah, I was thinking, am I lagging or was it a pause?
Very strange pause, but it seems as though we have unpaused very fast. It looks like Locke has 80% Uber, whilst JD only has the 30%. So if Red Pandas are able to use this Uber aggressively, they might just be able to even put up a forward hold into Atomic, which would be very strong.
Yeah, but Atomic's plus all match round at the moment is they are very good at picking the right moment to push. As we see now, the scouts just playing duck here for Red Pandas to get, but Raze shot by Doge. Very unwise there, and Atomic forced to back out with Doge, with Joan going down. And Uber has been popped from Red Pandas. Hyper with the 2K on Gooseland and Michael. Oh hi, flicking over, and Frags just been thrown all the way around. Doge got another headshot to Raze, and it's still a Blue Team hold with 50 seconds remaining to Red's 133.
Yes. So Scotch bombed in that Uber and actually got JD, which allowed Locke to just Uber in for free then. So Locke and Red Pandas have a bit of an ad here. They might be able to use it aggressively again, or they could just hold
look at
it.
this scout. Oh, failed backstab there from Joan to all high. Unfortunate moment. And we are seeing now Doge again. Raze has been dominated by Doge. Headshots all the way around. However, killed Kate Day, and that's the spy down. But as we see now, Fateless trading frags all year round. This could be an Uber trade there from both teams, but which is going to prevail? The team is showing light there, but red team. Atomic, they might do it, but the frags from Doge, the frags from Tosh, and the frags from Bird seals the deal, and unless said otherwise, they will get the first round 1-0 to Red Pandas.
That's very dominant stuff from Red Pandas that round. And it looks like that might continue for the rest of this map.
Yeah, definitely. Atomic, very nice showing on their repurchase, but every time they were going to hold, Rat Pandas were able to absolutely dominate each and every single attempt. Nogger gets the first pick of the second mid here, and we are seeing now Faithless actually disconnected 9v8 right now, so this will be interesting. JD, shouted by Doge. Raze, returning the favor to Ohai. Nogger, getting revenge on Raze. Rocky trying to jump Hyper, as well as Joan. Dog, otherwise, so a very unfortunate mid so far from Atomic here.
Yeah, so all the spam and frags just went Red Panda's way then. And Red just needs to get out with their players.
Yeah, definitely the way you said it is correct there. I believe Atomic is trying to opt for another re-push here. Very strong control of the point from Red Pandas. Stronghold indeed. Rocky and Ohai just trading damage. No significant push as of yet. As I said, that Fadeless just doing around Rocky as well. This could be Angie's demise. Never mind. That's the sliver of health there. And we are definitely seeing a stalemate here.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to come down to either John or one of the snipers to be able to get a pick to try and break this deadlock, but you know, it looks like Locke's gonna Uber in onto Ohai. He's gonna clean up so many frags. He gets Rocky and Happy McHap.
What a dominant forced push from Red Pandas there, forcing Atomic to stay back in their spawn. That's essentially a wipe there on their attacking side, and still a comfortable hold for Red Pandas. Atomic hasn't yet on Scotch, being destroyed by Hover. Lock, that's a medic down from Gooseland. Rocky, Faithless to Doge. Rocky with a 2k to Hyper and Ohai. This could be finally a re-push and a successful cap point to Atomic.
Yes, I think Atomic really needs to try and get a forward hold happening, but it's a bit too late now. Rocky is able to catch off NG, who's a bit overextended into their house.
Of course, we see this exact situation in the last mid. Red Pandas is pushing as Atomic holding. Nogger got headshot by Raze. It's 2:30 to Blues 1:15. They need one minute or more to mitigate the time loss there. Raze absolutely demolished there by Hyper. 8-day stabbed. Happy McHap there. Rocky with the frag there to Angie, and Nogger in the face of that to Faithless, and we are seeing an Atomic hold, and Red Pandas not actually successful at any repush so far.
Yes, it comes down to Chris or Doge trying to break in, get the early picks to try and get them be able to walk in. But it looks like Razor is going to pick up NG and get the headshot onto Hyper, which kind of stops any push.
Yeah, the time clock here, 1:32, lose 1:15. The time loss can be mitigated right here, right now. Gooseland with a successful Uber pushing Red Pandas left, but Rocky got killed by Ohai, and Angie killed Faithless. And there it is, time has been now advantage to Atomic there, 110, and Ohai with an unsuccessful attack attempt. But with the 2k from Blue there, will this be a good re-push for Red Pandas? it's still anybody's game right now. Doge just got headshotted, raised there, and nobody is trusting the Red Pandas cap here. And this is a Red Pandas point again with Atomic riding on their heels.
Yeah, the Red Pandas were just able to spam out Atomic then, and that really says a lot because Atomic should have been able to hold that.
Yeah, Atomic were really passive as when the repush happened. As I said, Raze headshotting Doge, Land destroying Hawk, but Hyper with a 2K to Land and Faithless. Drone with a nice backstab on Bird, but Hyper mitigating it anyways. But eventually, Raze with a SMG kill to Hyper. And the Soldier of Scotch here trying to do something, and point has gone back to Atomic. 40 seconds left to Blitz 34. This is a closer point here than what was last time, the first round. And will we see an Atomic point finally? As I said that Red Pandas trying to do something. Cake they got killed by Hover. Hyper killed Land, Weightless killed Hyper. And Frags going down to Atomic, but Red Pandas with absolute control of the point. They might cap it anyways, but some of the utility classes trying to do something. All high cap the point, and Uber pop from from Atomic there. Sorry.
Rocky is able to get lock, which is game changing. This might actually mean Atomic is able to win this round.
But look at All High delaying any push. That's Hyper. All High with the sacrifice, allowing Hyper to at least hold the point for a second there. This is going down to the wire. 4 seconds to Reds. 8. Now Reds lose 2 seconds, which is going to prevail. And unless something Pandas has to do with it, that's game. That's game and point for Atomic there. Very nice rotation play there from the red team.
Yeah, it's very nice from Atomic. As we get into this mid, it looks like the standard rollout from Gooseman and Hertz. Looks like Gooseman is able to get the first bit of damage onto Hertz, and now the damage is just going to be spread across the rest of the team. Whilst Doge is able to get Gooseman, so Red Pandas are able to just walk across this point with pretty much free. All they have to worry about is Raze, who gets picked out by Triss. So this is going to be a free point for Red Pandas right now.
What happened there to Atomic? Very much domination from Red Pandas, essentially fragging all year round. And we see now, this is the second mid won by Red Pandas so far. And we are going to see now, Cake Day just backstab Rocky as push, not happy, the afterlife. And the repush is initiated from Atomic, but Red Pandas opting to use the Uber, pushing them back even further.
Yeah, so it looks like not much is able to come out of that Uber, except that Red Pandas might be able to try and forward hold, but it looks like Rocky is able to bust out on Cliff. So Atomic is able to just get out now.
Yeah, was a couple of headshots traded there. Race to Doge, and we see now Michael destroying NG, but NG's mini sentry called Ruslan, trading frags there. That's all Ross. Rocky killed Scott, but Lock killed Rocky. Push with a headshot to Happy. Trading frags all the way around. Points has not yet been capped. Uber has been popped from Atomic, and finally they got the upper advantage. Lock shotted by Raze. An amazing effort there, and we see now an Atomic up there, but JV backstab at KK. That's the medic there, and
that is
Atomic.
Devastating for Atomic. Red Panda should just be able to walk in with Highlander right now. They just need to spam out the remaining players from Atomic.
And we see now Michael got headshotted by a Doge there, as Red Pandas recapping the point. Nogger killed Happy Sentry Gun. Faithless got headshotted by Doge. And we see now, no push has been initiated yet from Atomic. Red Panda still holding the cap point there. And this could be Red Pandas they once again, unless said otherwise. As I say that, Rocky Doge, Donger killed Happy, Rocky killed Angie, and
John,
this could be an interesting push again.
John whiffs a stab onto the lock, which might make them unable to push in. But Raze is able to get Hertz. This might trigger a push from Atomic. The amount of damage that Hertz is able to put out. And it looks like they're going to start pushing in. They're going to try and spam Red Pandas out. But the Uber is forced onto the lock and to Bird. Looks like Scotch is going to try and get in for a bomb. He does not get anything. Red Pandas just needs to try and get out right now.
Yeah, Red Pandas is getting rolled. And Atomic now has to defend for their life because it is 38 seconds to Atomic's 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Michael with a headshot, headshotted by Doge. Raze headshotted by Doge. That's 2k there. Trait got all year long. Happy killed Nugger and Rocky got killed by a scout there. Over has been popped, and you see now no push as of yet from Red Pandas except Hyper.
JD was forced to use that Uber, which might be able to which might trigger the push from Red Pandas. They might just be able to edge this point, which is something that they are able to do because Atomic plays very passive.
Yeah, they are not responding to the point at all. Even though they have a significant presence on the side of the point there. This could be their undoing. 30 seconds left for blue team. Rocky just killed all high, and Kosh just the medic there, barely alive. JD at the back there, and that is the recap from Atomic. And Red Pandas needs cap again. 14 seconds remaining. They could may as well win it if they can dominate further. And we see now a forward hold. Finally, Bird, although with a reflect frag from Faithless, trying to do something. Joan backstabbing Hyper. Red Pandas needs to have a breakthrough to even be able to get out of their spawn.
Yeah, this is a very good stronghold by Atomic right now. It looks like Red Pandas is able to bust through main, able to get a lot of spam onto JD, maybe getting him to force his Uber.
Rocky got body shot by Doge. 54 seconds to 14 seconds off Red Pandas. Hyper just got killed by Hover. And Hover again killed Angie. That's a 2k. Red Pandas dropping like flies. This could be it unless Red Pandas gain something of an advantage. It's 40 seconds, but Atomic, very nice hold so far, especially with the forward stronghold there. And as we approach the neutral point here, 20 seconds left for Red Team. We see now on with the backstab to the medic that will close it for sure. Uber has been popped. 10 seconds remaining. Angie was trying to do something else, but it won't happen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the round. 1-2 Atomic.
That is
wow.
Atomic are playing very strong right now.
As if they hurt me. They were passive at times. They were passive.
Yeah, they were playing very passive. Surprising that they were able to pick off these rounds, but coming into this mid, it looks like it's going to be the standard trading of damage and seeing who gets picked off in this mid fight.
Yeah, Ohai just got fragged there by Rocky. Going back, stop lock, that's the medic down. Raze headshotted Doge, that's the sniper down. This could be a very comfortable mid for Atomic. Red Pandas have to go back. Bird headshotted by Raze, see you later. And Red Pandas just licking their wounds after that first mid fight. That point hasn't yet been capped.
Yeah, so John was able to pick off Lock in that. So Atomic 1-2, they could aggressively Uber onto Lock, pick up another Uber ad if they were able to kill Lock. And it looks like the Uber is forced from Atomic, but Red Pandas are already out, and already out at main, ready to repush.
Yeah, Red Pandas again using their behind the rock as hold there, but however, learns low health. Most of Atomic's combo are low health, and that passiveness can be their undoing as Red Pandas finally capped the point. 2 minutes and 16 seconds for Atomic, and Blue has just started their clock there.
Yeah, so it looks like it's just going to be a standard hold from Red Pandas, just trying to see where Atomic's going to come in from. Rocky does jump in, unable to get any damage onto Lock.
Sorry there to cut you off, Bird with a nice 2k, one regular kill and one reflect kill. As Hyper killed Face and Fateless killed the Spider. Doge with a nice and clean headshot to Happy, neutralizing any push that Atomic might have planned there. Still a strong hold from Red Pandas there, as Joan got immolated by Bird there. Nothing as the unusual, not even a push, just a peek once in a while, and Red Pandas might hold this for another minute.
Yeah, so it looks like Atomic are just unable to really push in. They just don't have the damage to push in right now. Looks like Gooseman is going to try and go for a bomb, gets denied by Bird, but all of Red Pandas is very hurt right now.
Red Pandas might be hurt, but Atomic is hurt equally as well. Red Pandas has more presence on the point there. Race, although Race gets headshot Nugger. Rocky killed Angie, but Doge returning the favor to kill Michael. Fading frags all around. Uber has been popped from Red Pandas. This could foil any push that Red Pandas, I'm sorry, Atomic might not have, but Zone killed the Heavy, a silver lining, but a silver lining might not be enough. 50 seconds remaining for Red Pandas there. Scout trying to cap there, might have succeeded, but seeing the Red Pandas members that's joining in, up to ditch the point. Michael just hitting the point slightly, nope as of yet, and Atomic being really passive, not really initiating any damage at all.
John is able to pick off Doge, which is going to be very huge. It gives Raze so much room to snipe, and he picks off Hyper. This is going to definitely trigger the push from Atomic. But Atomic have just dropped all of their players in this Uber exchange. This is not looking good for them.
And they are not. Oh no! Barely.
Looks like Gooseman was able to get many frags in that Uber, which actually saves the round for Atomic.
Yeah, but Atomic need a mega hold. Maybe body shot by Doge. I see him on the backside there. Unfortunate. Atomic needs the defense of a lifetime to get this third point there. 4 seconds from Red Pandas to 145 of Atomic. Will they be able to do it?
Plant yourself on the point, mister.
You know, JD, it looks like Locke has a slight Uber round over JD, so if Red Pandas are smart about this and just lead on the scout, they might be able to just get JD, which could win them the round.
Zhong with the backstab to not be their hype, but no significant frags as of yet. Nothing so far. That's damage being created all around. They backstab raise, and the frags is going down from Red Pandas. This could be it.
Looks like
Atomic is failing, and unless said otherwise, that's Red Pandas' second point. 2-2. Wow.
Very exciting, much closer than I expected.
Yeah, but from these 4 rounds, we can see that Atomic is really good at at least doing damage and initiating the push when they are needed to. But in terms of initiating any significant push or holding the point, they are so passive, and countless time it's to their disadvantage. But I say that Atomic, proving me wrong, destroying everything on their path and getting an easy mid cap.
So it looks like Atomic was just able to do more damage that round, or that mid, which allowed them to get the point. It looks like Red Pandas are just going to try and come through main and maybe get Doge to snipe, and he does pick up Michael. But this might be enough for Red Pandas to push.
This might be enough indeed. Uber is there for luck, not opting to use it, but Frags heavily favor towards Red Pandas. But no, as of yet, JD force uses Uber and lock with a better Uber, but nothing to shoot against, unfortunately. And that's the cap point for Red Pandas.
Yeah, it seems though Locke's Uber was unable to get anyone, so Atomic should just be able to push in and take this point, which they are able to do. Rocky gets.
Oh my god, look at the combos health from Red Pandas. As of that, they were so low, and eventually Faithless did kill Hyper, but they weren't able to capitalize off the low health of the combo. And again, Atomic capping the point again.
But it looks like JD actually went down during the Atomic retake, so Red Pandas should just be able to take this point with heal advantage.
Oh, Bird, headshotted by Raze. Nogger killed the opposing demoman of Gooseland, and again for Red Pandas 238 to Red's 133. Still a minute difference for both teams. All-High just killed Rocky, and no push as of yet. Again from Atomic, as I said that Raze killed Big Day, and nothing as a matter. Crash is behind their lines with only the soldier knowing, but Uber popped from Lock and Atomic pushed back.
As JD was able to get out with 75 ads, so when players respawn for Atomic, they should be able to walk in and possibly take the point.
Yeah, Uber is there for JD, but will they be able to use? Oh no!
Doge gets the drop.
Body shotting JD. Unfortunate, and that is played to Red Pandas' advantage. So many frags from them, and this should be another stronghold from the blue team.
Joan is sitting on the side of the point, maybe trying to get the timing right to try and get Lock, try and get them an Uber advantage. He decoys on the point. No one has spotted him just yet. It looks like he's just going to sit there and wait for someone to walk past him.
Red Pandas is absolutely smart on playing behind the point, playing behind the rock here. KK just backstab Raze as another Uber has been popped, but no significant. Oh, that's locked down from Joan. Just as the Uber faded, Atomic should be able to capitalize off this, but they need to do it fast. 45 seconds to Red's 133.
Doge with another kill onto JD.
Never mind about the repush, but still, Atomic still doing it anyways.
This
No
is just going to be a
kills.
raw DM fight. It looks like Red Pandas are winning it. Now Lock comes in with the heal. And this
I
is
think that-
definitely
that-
going to be a hold for Red Pandas.
JD just spawned, and Atomic's push were foiled. Gooseland backstab by KK. This is their last effort. Atomic's
Doge.
last effort, but
Doge on a
again.
9-kill streak.
Oh ho ho! Lord, and that's 3-2.
Doge just winning Red Pandas that round.
Yeah, definitely. Every time Atomic was trying to repush, those amazing with the thing. And
Could possibly be GG's in chat. They did not exec the right config.
gosh darn it. That's right. First to three, and that's it. 3-2. Very close match than what that we were expecting at the start.
Yeah, it was very close. You know, if Atomic can take that into gully, they could definitely push this to a decider.
Yeah, definitely. Anything to point out there for from product as we pulled any sort of logs here, Inc.
So, looking at the logs, 53 kills for Doge compared to Ray's 37. Both snipers top fragging for each team, and that just kind of says it all.
My
It looks like Red Pandas was able to do quite a significant more damage and get a lot more frags, so it's no
yeah,
surprise.
definitely more dominating than Atomic. Which, if we compare every time Red Panda's trying to push uh, to the point compared to Atomic, Atomic played really slow. They can initiate the damage, they can finish the push if necessary, but every time they were going to a push, they are so scared essentially. They are so slow and passive
Yeah,
on every step of the way. Red Pandas knows that and they capitalize it very aggressively, showed by those 3 picks for the game on JD.
yeah. Atomic were there like very slow and very passive when they were holding mids. There was a lot of times that Atomic just gave up the point for free to Red Pandas, which cost them a few rounds.
Yeah, but the times that Atomic did win the 2 rounds they have, they were absolutely dominating. The second round, specifically with the forward stronghold from Atomic, you didn't see that from Red Pandas. They were very aggressive on that term. So again, Atomic has the potential, but every time they were trying to hold or do any sort of defense, Red Pandas eventually overcome them with their aggression.
Yeah. Taking a look at the other sort of logs here, looks like Hertz was able to do 2,000 more damage than Gooseman, which is very important on a map like Product, which is quite spammy. It's very spam orientated.
All right, so let's leave product to talk about Gully Wash. Normally, we see this as a 6v6 map, and with Highlander classes, this is getting more crowded than usual.
Yeah, it's very surprising that this map is very different in Highlander than it is in Sixes. Now you have the Scout and Soldier holding the flank in Highlander compared to the usual. But it seems as though whoever will have the stronger combo should win this map, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely the strongest combo. But let's talk about the mid because the mid is essentially the largest part of the map overall, and it comes to who can control the spice and the crowd better. And predictions as we start, Inc.
I think Red Pandas will just pull out a win on this map. Like we're taking it into the first mid, both demos going through the choke rollout. Looks like Hertz is going to get picked off very quick by Faithless. But Faithless beats a lot of his shots, but eventually gets him. But both demos are down for either team. Looks like it's just going to be the standard hold on their choke.
Again, finally, the team that is Atomic finally getting the frags there. Ray's killing Lock, that's the medic down. But Red Pandas, appropriately in red, might be able to cap this point, and it is point indeed from Red Pandas, even though Atomic gained the upper advantage with the medic pick.
Yeah, so Atomic are in a very good position right now. They have a full Uberag. They just need to try and clean up some frag. But in saying that, JD just dies to Hertz Demo. So all that advantage Atomic just had is gone.
Yeah, and Atomic trying to do any aggressive forward hold, forward defense here than everything else. But Red Pandas now steamrolling through Big Door, but they aren't getting anything done yet. The exit has not yet been destroyed. This might get. I was going to say this might trap any unsuspecting teleporting players, but the teleporter died eventually. Touch, helped by Joan, Faithless, killed by Ohai. Trading frags, no significant progress from both teams. Ohai, oblivious to Jones.
Yeah.
Dagger and Hyper is killed by Ray.
Red Pandas just needs to back off a little bit. It looks like Joan does get the drop onto Lock.
What?
So this is definitely going to trigger the push from Atomic.
Yeah,
Full
that's
Uberag
medic down.
into mid. Maybe Doge. Doge gets JD.
No.
Now it's just going to be a DM fight of who can hold the mid. But it looks like Atomic have
Atomic
held.
might do it, and they will do it, even though low health. But again, interesting, interesting neutralizer from Doge there, killing the medic, as we saw on product, and now midpoint is on Atomic's control. No push as of yet, as the team are trying to build Uber as fast as they can.
Joan is unable to get the pick onto Doge, then Birds spots him out, and Rocky gets Triss. So it looks like both spies are down for either team. Really the only boss that can try and go for a play right now.
Yeah, we are seeing another stalemate now. No significant progress nor push is being done. Just a small peek from Victor or from Choke there. Doge, especially seeing the side from Victor, from Choke. Hyper killing Zone there, unsuccessful in his run, as nothing as of note happening so far.
Yeah, this is going to be very stalematy, and it really comes down to the spies trying to make plays, and Triss is able to get the pick off onto Ray, so Doge might be able to get a bit aggressive here, maybe get the pick onto JD if he's lucky.
JD's but stuck inside. Banana that almost forced by the demo. This could prove advantageous to Red Pandas. Uber has not yet been popped, and that's a failed Uber push whatsoever from Atomic. It's just a matter of time. But Frags is coming out from Atomic, so there's no way to tell how will this go.
Looks like Rocky is able to jump in behind. He's able to get locked.
So
John
many damage.
Hurt. So this might be a last push coming in from Atomic right now.
The control point is being captured.
Yeah, very interesting flank there from Atomic. Now, the combo might pull him towards Shiver. I think they were going to backstab JD, but Gooseland says no and piped him in the face there. As they are pouring through mid, Douche gets the body shot to Faithless as he Sea, River. This is a sniper battle, and at score, Race versus Doge, but Zone neutralizing the sniper.
Atomic has an Uber out here. They're going to use it, try and get the sentry. They're unable to get it as of yet. It's now down, and now Atomic are just playing the point and got half the cap time. And they're just able to spam out the point. This is going to be a round.
Oh, I was going to say that was a very nice prolonging from Red Pandas, but eventually they will go down, and that's 1-0 for Atomic. As we see now, Red Team is going through their side as well as Blue Team's. Raze getting the headshot on Hyper, June getting the backstab on Nogger. This could be an Atomic tap there. Michael backstab by Cake, but eventually the frags heavily favored towards Atomic.
Red Pandas just needs to try and get into River right now. And try and set up for a second hold, possibly. Looks like Bird is able to find John. But Atomic is just pushing Big Door and able to get...
Faithless with the 2K. This is a much faster cap there from Atomic. But look at Cake Day. He's behind. No one sees him. Will he be able to get any sort of fix? But eventually getting caught by Rocky, as we see now a possible last push. CD has his Uber, so it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it's going to be an equal Ubers for both teams, so this might turn into a bit of a stalemate.
Nogger, another trade there. Ohai and Nogger. As we see now, Michael trying to do something, getting Ohai just by peeking. Level 2 is already out for Red Pandas. Day helped by the engineer of Happy. No Uber as of yet.
Yeah, so this is really going to come down to either the snipers or the spies trying to get a pick, or even maybe Soldier trying to get a fourth. Looks like Doge is able to get raised, and John is found out by Bird. So it looks like Red Pandas might actually push in. They use the Uber onto Ohai. This is a very bad Uber.
The backup!
And they
no
get
one
back
saw
cap.
them!
This is not looking good for Red Pandas.
Definitely Atomic showing why they picked this map. They know this like the back of their hand. Essentially proved by the 2-0 so far. As we see now, Gooseland headshotted by Doge. Is this Red Pandas' revenge? Rocky killed Cake Day, but Ohai killed Faithless. Nope. As of yet, Nogger killed Michael, and Kosh getting killed with a reflect. Ohai headshotted by Raze. Meanwhile, Nogger was burning to death until saved by Lock, and it will be a Red Pandas cap.
Yes, Red Pandas are able to win. I think that was their first mid win, so they might be able to do something with this, maybe cap last. But it looks like Red Pandas is going to set up for a big door push.
Yeah, as we see now, Red Pandas opting to fake through big door. Faithless just got backstabbed by K-Day. The scalp of Ohai is actually flanking from Cook. Might get raised, and he did, paving the way. As I said, that Enki backstabbed by Joan as Doge body shot at Rocky there, and Joan getting killed by Scotch. Uber has been popped from both of them. Michael killed Cake Day, and Uber has been popped from both teams. No domination of the point at all, and we might see another return to the stalemate.
Red Pandas should be able to push in and take second here. They just need to watch out for Gooseman, who's spamming up from top, but is able to get out. And it looks like there's going to be a last hold for Atomic.
Yeah, and we are seeing now finally the level 1 from Atomic just being built, as the rest of Red Pandas is converging to river here. Some is in lobby, but no push as of yet, and another stalemate is being held.
This just comes down to who can get the full. Oh, and an
Oh
Uber exchange.
no, that's an Uber fail. The Pyro mitigates the loss.
It looks like there's a back cap happening by Faithless right now. It's able to draw back. Hurts, but it's not enough.
And they were able to essentially distract the players of Atomic back, raise, headshotting Doge. That's a significant advantage, at least if you're going to hold last. As again, stalemate is happening.
Looks like Faithless might try and spawn camp Doge when he comes out. I mean, Red Pandas will be without a sniper for quite a while, probably.
And without a soldier, Scorch is backstabbed by June.
Faithless is able to spawn camp Doge. So this is just going to be second hold by Red Pandas. Never mind, they're going to Uber in. And their Uber is going to be very, very bad. They're able to get Gooseman with that, but JD still has that full Uber. They might just use in very soon.
Frag were going to Red Panda side, but they were losing man as well, so they are opting to hold second. But no push is planned as of yet from the team. Wraith were trying to peek from river, but eventually destroyed. And we are seeing now an Uber push. Hyper just killed Rocky, but loses his life in progress. Hover and Faithless with an amazing hold there.
There's a
backup. Will they be able to do it? And they did. Raze with an amazing last hold there, killing Cake Day. And Atomic might be able to pull there, but alas, big choke with the Uber. JD might get caught, and he will!
Now, Red Pandas could either just walk straight in into last, or they need to grind their Uber and walk in with an Uber ad. It looks like John is just waiting for the right time to try and get lock, it seems.
And we are seeing any other stuff there. Scorch killing Joan, Faithless killing Doge, Race headshotting Hyper, as we see now, headshotting Scorch as well, and Kitty killing Grace. No push again from Red Pandas, as another stalemate is being held.
Yeah, it looks like Red Pandas might try and walk in with this slight Uber ad, but they need to get onto JD straight away. He's on 80%. They use it. Ohai gets denied by the sentry. JD is so low, but he is able to survive sitting in a dispenser.
The Pyro of Bird here was trying to do something, but they failed. The Soldier of Scotch and Cake Day was trying to do something again, but however, being the Pyro that he is, eventually denies them of the back point.
Red Panda's full wipe there, not something they wanted. So this is just going to be a mid-hold by them, but they do not have an Uber.
Doge. Again, Doge with the 2K to raise. Uber has been popped. Gooseland killing Hyper and Bird, as well as Doge. Just a 3K. Might be able to get blocked here. He's alone, nothing to do. And they will.
He just died. But it looks like JD is going to die. Bit of a overextension by Atomic there.
Oh, Ghostland managed to kill Scotch there. as we see now 14 minutes remaining on the server timer. 2-0 still to Atomic's advantage as they capped Red Pandas at second. This might be the third round unless said otherwise.
Control point is being captured.
Like Red Pandas is going to try and push out and try and retake second. Drone goes huge, able to get the drop stab onto Hyper and then headshot Bird. Very big play, and that might even open up last for
Yeah,
Atomic.
and there's not enough pass to hold there, and this might be it. 3-0. What a round.
Very dominant by Atomic. Looks like that is the map to
The
Atomic.
half, I think. Oh no, I think they messed up the config. They're still holding on to the COT config.
So it is 2-5. So
I think they messed up the config.
it was a half. So Red Pandas still have a chance to come back, but it's just so dominant from Atomic, and we know why they picked this map. They're just all over Red Pandas.
Yeah, definitely. But again, Atomic very dominant on Gullywash. You can see why they were comfortable of choosing this. So I don't know. Will Red Pandas be able to go there?
Looks like there's some issues with the time limit, but
As we see a pause actually.
looks like both teams have no idea what they're doing.
Well, as we waited for things to clear out, let's review what has happened from a product and Gullywash product. Very close matchup, 3-2 to Rat Pandas there. But now we see Gullywash. They aren't able to get any points at all. Atomic, meanwhile, they lost in a close fashion, but they are completely dominating Gullywash so far.
Yeah, it seems as though Red Pandas are just not able to get their last push right. They tried about 3 times, and all 3 times they have been denied by the enemy Pyro, so that's what happens when you don't scrim this map, and Atomic does.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't know we don't know what is currently going to happen. So I guess sit tight and we'll just wait until the unpause.
Okay, so we do have confirmation that one of Atomic's players has timed out, which is why they have paused.
Getting really close. Ah, super kawaii.
Gwen!
This much. All the girls stomp your feet like this. Few times I've been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like that. 'Cause ain't no holler back, girl. Ain't no holler back, girl. A few times I've been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like that. 'Cause ain't no holler back, girl. Ain't no holler back, girl. This much. This much. This much. This much. I heard that you were talking, and you didn't think that I would hear it. People hear you talking like that, getting everybody fired up. So I'm ready to attack, gonna lead the pack, gonna get a touchdown, gonna take you out. That's right, put your pom-poms down, getting everybody fired up. Few times I've been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like that. 'Cause ain't no holler back, girl. Ain't no holler back, girl. A few times I've been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like that. 'Cause ain't no holler back, girl. Ain't no holler back, girl. This much. This much. This much. This much. This much. So that's right, dude, meet me at the bleachers.
I don't know what is happening.
Save. Oh, wait a second. Speak of the devil, Ink, you just done something, and we are going back live in just a minute. Alright, so we are back in business, and we're just waiting for both teams to ready up, and currently it's 2-0 so far for, 3-0 so far from, Atomic here, and will Red Pandas be able to mount the comeback?
Yeah, Red Pandas just needs to stabilize right now and try to claw their way back. Win these, and they might be able to just steamroll.
Yeah, and as we see now on mid, it's a 9v8 at the moment. I think Rocky timed out again, I think, as those headshotting Greaseland and Joan getting the backstep unlocked. That's a medic down, but eventually Frags is more towards Red Pandas.
Yeah, very, very good from John there. He's been getting a lot of picks onto lock, which has been very good, and actually allowing them to have these Uber advantages for last.
As we see now, a very dominant push so far from Red Pandas. As I said, that Joan backstabbing Kate, or high killing Joan in return. Will we see finally Red Panda's first point of the map?
JD has a full Uber. They might try and use out here and try and hit Lock, but it looks like Lock is sitting back and grinding with Ohai, so it looks like it's just going to be a bit of a stalemate, which is quite alright for Atomic because they can just wind down the clock and just squeeze Red Pandas to try and do more silly things to try and win.
Yeah, and currently no push as of now. Faithless is fallen to NG's. They call me NG's mini sentry, and no purchase as of yet. Higby is playing the sneaky man on behind. This might be it, and they get it. Higby killing the medic, and this might be the
A pause. Might just be a pause. Oh my.
Yeah, they were playing 9v8 up until this moment. Yeah, Rocky timed out again. So
So
just seeing this situation at the moment, I believe they are ready to push, but Hyper was headshotted, so where do you think this will go?
I think if Red Pandas can just kill either Gooseman or Michael, as well as the sentry, they should be able to win this last push.
Yeah, definitely. Very convincing round so far from Red Pandas as well, dominating even faster than what Atomic did. So it's not out of the impossible to say Red Pandas might get this point one way or another.
This is exactly what Red Panda needed after the first half. So, this might be the start of a comeback for Red Pandas, but Atomic is still playing very, very good.
As we see now, we have an unpause and things gone south for Red Pandas. That was a horrible restart there, and eventually killed by Fateless. And what a shame. Angie killing Fateless.
The problem with Red Panda's Ubers at the moment is they're trying to lead in Ojai instead of trying to lead in Hertz, who could actually spam out the sentry. The sentries is what stopping Red Pandas from actually getting into last and capping. So maybe next Uber they might Uber in Hertz.
Yeah, as we see now, Joan actually is behind, getting all high. Very nice. And the spy of Cake Day is actually still at last, holding still for that eventual moment. No push as of yet again.
It's like the Uber comes in on high clock, he's able to get raised and faithful, but the sentry is still up. He does get sapped, but all the frags are going Red Panda's way. They're able to get this last point.
There we go.
It's exactly what they needed to do. It looks like this mid, they've got Rem in. So JD has gone to Soldier and Rem is playing Medic, I believe.
As we see now, finding 9v9, Kosh getting the early kill on the sentry, but no bloodshed as as I said that no bloodshed, lock killed Dune as Red Pandas dominated the mid point.
Yeah, so Atomic just didn't even push into mid because their medic hadn't logged it into the server, so Ubers is going to be even, but Atomic has good positioning, just sitting up in river and able to get so much spam down onto Red Pandas trying to walk through big door, but Doge does get a snipe onto Raze.
Oh, nobody's watching Kosh. Kosh was able to get Ram easily. Michael was stopped there, not seeing what's happening. Very unfortunate indeed from for Atomic all is going south for Atomic of a good 3-0. This might be 3-2.
It's like Red Pandas are just trying to walk in. They're able to get Michael, who's a heavy. Looks like the sentry is up, so they're going to hold any other kind of push that Red Pandas is going to do. Now it's just going to be equal Ubers.
Fateless got killed by Scotch there, as well as all Happy. Scotch eventually will go down to JD as Red Pandas doing their damage to whatever was left. And the backup is going, and there you go, 2-0 to Red Pandas. What an amazing half already for them.
Yeah, Red Pandas have just got mid and this rolled to last. There's not much Atomic can really do to defend. Looks like Gooseman has gone the big door rollout. And it gets a lot of spam onto Hertz, but is unable to get the frag. It's like...
But Atomic now. Oh no, Doge killing Ram. Left the medic gone. And Ray's killed by Cake Day. They might be able... They are going to ditch the point perhaps, but the cap will go to Atomic nonetheless. But
Lock was
eventually-
able to survive in that mid, so they have full ad. And they could maybe just roll straight into second or even last.
Oh, look at Jonah. Look at Joan. Very sneaky play there. Killing Doge. Nogger eventually take him down. That's at least 1/9 of what you need for a successful push gone. So another stalemate again.
If Red Pandas don't hurry up, Ram is going to get an Uber. But it looks like the Uber is popped, but Crook does a good... I'm sorry. Hover does a good job of trying to deny it. It means that Red Pandas is unable to get many frags, but are able to take second.
They need this round. Look at the server time. 6 minutes remaining.
Looks like Triss gets a lot of back cap time. That is huge. It forces...
But another backhand from Fateless there. Frags are going down. Fateless. Oh,
Oh,
my
Lock gets the
lord!
frag.
Lock with the fade to Fateless. Not able to finish the cap even. Travesty indeed.
So Red Pandas has 5.5 minutes to try and win a round to try and form a golden cap. So this will be interesting. Looks like just the standard stuff. And Rocky has rejoined, so looks like
Scotch is in lobby trying to cause chaos there. Taking 2 players out of the lead. But oh no, oh hi, killing Rocky, Grace killing Doge. And this might be it unless something is happening. And Red Pandas unable to fly off that success there, that push there. So Atomic might be able to go with the killing blow. Ram sold by
Triss,
a
so he
backstab
gets
from
the
Highlander.
job.
So a repush might happen, but
Might happen.
not yet.
It's like Hertz gets launched into Atomic and he gets killed. But Hover is able to get Ohai,
My
so
goodness. Red Pandas is annihilated. This could be a map win either way from
Raze gets the lock, so Ram
This
has
might be a map win.
full Uber coming into last now.
Lock dead. Lock died. So
Yeah.
that's a full Uber ad. This could be it. Back up. That's the spider. Might be able to divert any sort of attention, but Faithless headshot by Doge. 3 minutes remaining. Red Pandas need to do a coast to coast push immediately.
Yeah, they need to try and push out right now. If they're unable to, then Rem is just gonna get this Uber, and then it's just gonna be very hard for Red Pandas to come back from that. The Uber does come in on Gooseman. He doesn't get the sentry, so it's still a level 1. But it will eventually go down. But it looks like Atomic has just taken so much damage and to really walk in here. It's like John might try and go
Too
for a
many
back.
bodies has been thrown. And that's a failed push. But as I said at base, headshotting all high, this could be it. Lock is trying to do something. And there we go. 4-2. That's game.
That is game. Or
That might
is
be
match.
game.
Unless Red Pandas can do very quick.
There's no
Roll.
way they could rebound from this.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
Alright, headshotted. June backstabbing Nugger. And we see now Atomic trying to do something. Gooseland killing Hyper. And that might be the nail in the coffin. That's it. Might be GG from Atomic. They won Gully Wash until again said otherwise.
Yeah, this is very dominant stuff from Atomic. This might actually work very well for them into the third map, because Red Pandas might tilt.
They aren't even holding last. That's it. 5-2. There's no way they could be able to come back. That's GG's for Gollywash essentially.
That is a very good, strong map by Atomic. Unless we try and get the logs.
And it's spliced. The logs are spliced, I believe. So as we wait for the logs, so we are going to Borneo. Payload. So have you seen both of these teams on payload?
Both teams are very strong on payload. I would say Red Pandas probably stronger on payload, but you know, Atomic after that they might be able to pull out Borneo.
All right. So do you have logs, Inc? Because if not, I was. Let's talk about uh Borneo and payload as a whole again. So between the first two rounds, it is very much equal for both teams. No one is more uh, dominating than one another. Even though Gullywash said otherwise, it was still a close match nonetheless.
Yeah, it was very close. Red Pandas were able to sort of claw their way back in the second half, but it wasn't enough. And Atomic were just able to win all 5 rounds. So this might be very bad for Red Pandas coming into this map.
Morale is eventually the one thing that could make or break a team. And when you have a map like Gullywash where problems galore and you don't know what to do, and it can it essentially can affect the last map. So it's basically comes down to this map, Borneo, and who knows who will win this map and the grand final as a whole. So as teams joining the server Inc. mm, So again, as teams joining the server Inc. Can we get some logs there?
Okay, so I have the first half of the logs right now, and it's Rocky and Gooseman top fragging and getting a lot of damage. And it looks just like Atomic were just able to get so many more frags, and so much more damage, especially in mid fights.
I see, and definitely you see on mid fights and on whenever they are fighting, both are equal. You can't really distinguish one another, except for a few rounds that they were absolutely dominating. But Red Pandas showing that the last push is really not their forte when the odds are stacked against them.
Yeah, Red Pandas just made the same. They just tried to do the same push over and over again, which was lead Ojai through main. He would just get shot down by either the Pyro or the Sentry. And the 2 rounds they were actually able to pick up was when they Ubered Hertz through, so it was a little bit too late with those Ubers, but we are getting into the... Never mind, they just unready. Okay, we're getting into the second map
Yeah,
now.
we are getting ready. So if you're joining us, this is the last map of the grand final match. Whoever win this match wins the grand final and the division as a whole. So this is Atomic's turn to push with Rat Pandas defending.
I believe Payload is a best of 3, I believe. Don't quote me on that. So, if Atomic does lose this first round, they might still have a second chance, vice versa.
Yeah, because it is stopwatch, so
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
yeah, it is essentially stopwatch. So, which if Red Pandas can beat Atomic's team in terms of how long they are pushing and how far they are pushing,
Mission
they are
begins in 10
they are
seconds.
crowned the champions. So pushes and how they play the payload is key to this match. And we are live as of now, right from the get-go. Doge showing race. That is unfortunate. And the payload is ever so slowly pushing forward.
Yeah, it looks like sort of the standard hold by Red Pandas, having the combo on the right and then NG setting up on the left. This allows them to get a bunch of spam onto the car, as well as hold full map presence. So, very good stuff by Red Pandas at the moment.
Yeah, very standard hold there with the sentry on that beside the point. Joan killing Doge, that's a sniper down. Might ease up the sideline more, but Scotch returning the favor, killing Reigns. Rocky killing Locke, that's the medic down. That's no heal from Red Team at all. Uber has been popped, but frags is equal from both teams. So again, another stalemate, and Michael might get killed here by the Wrangler sentry, but Gooseland destroying the sentry nonetheless, and Blue team were able to push forward, and 3 minutes remaining, and they are close to the first point. So this will be the first checkpoint of 4, and will we see a cap there? And we are 1 minute 42 to the first point, and this is the start of the second checkpoint. Very different from the first checkpoint area, a more closed area for defense from the red team, as well as the pushing area from the blue team.
So, Red Pandas does have a slight Uber advantage, about a 40% Uber advantage, so they might try and use this aggressively. And it looks like they are going to. They use in on Hertz and Ojai, but Ojai does get dropped in this Uber, so that sort of stops any aggression onto Atomic's medic. And this might be very bad for Red Pandas.
But as you said that, Red Pandas is actually getting the frags, pushing Atomic back. So it's still 1 point to, it's still 1 checkpoint for Atomic, but they haven't kept second yet. As we see now, Uber has been popped, tried to destroy the sentry. The soldier was launched sky high, but were able to save. Can't say that to the rest of the crew, who were absolutely mulched and dominated by Red Pandas.
Rocky just misses the huge air shot onto a lock. Be disappointed by that. But it looks like Red Pandas is able to hold, and Ojai is just going to try and push them back ever so slightly. And it looks like Red Pandas is just going to set up again and do the standard hold.
Yeah, as we see now, the standard hold so far, the sentry is going to be destroyed with the sapper as frags is being initiated. Race headshotting those, that will be a huge help there. Michael killing Scotch and being killed by Hover. The medic of Rem is destroyed by Nugger, and the payload ever so slightly moved forward by the engineer as the team of Atomic does a massive flank. So, but the sentry is gone up again. So, and the spike is pushing forward. So, this will be the second checkpoint in 4 minutes and 23 seconds. As we travel to the third checkpoint there, the fight is still going down, but my goodness me, Red Pandas, you just destroyed Atomic and hold that push no matter what.
As Red Panda is just pushing into Atomic, and Atomic were just caught off guard. So now Red Pandas are able to set up a forward hold, which may result in NG moving his sentry up.
Oh, Rocky and Gooseland getting the kill on Bird there and someone else. As we see now, the payload traveling again to the third checkpoint. Race hitting that nice shot to Scotch and another headshot to someone there. As the spy has been caught, Race killing it, and those headshotting Fateless. So payload is stopped at the moment as team regain their positioning.
So it looks like Pandas is going to let Atomic get their Uber, which means this Uber won't be as effective. Ojai cannot get the force onto Ram.
But look at Scotch from behind, he's trying to do something. So Happy was eventually got flared there by Bird.
Red Pandas needs to be able to get out here because Rem is just going to wait for players and then just come Uber in, try and destroy the sentry. It's just being built now.
But the sentry is a bit farther. Uber has been popped. Lock is gone down. That's the heal gone. The sentry has not yet been destroyed. But there we go. The sentry is destroyed. Man, with the amazing pick on Lock, that's the heal advantage gone. And this will be the third checkpoint potentially for Atomic.
Yeah, it looks like Red Panda's going to do a forward hold above the cart. Pretty good spot, but it looks like they're just going to get forced out and going to result in a last hold. But NG goes down. That is huge for Atomic. No sentry for last is very, very big.
Sniper of Doge is destroyed by Rocky there. So this might be it. Don't quote me on that. A trap is caught above the gateway there. So as the sentry of NG destroyed, as the frags traded, Faithless killed by Ohai. The payload hasn't yet been pushed, but Uber has yet been popped, and Red Pandas can't do anything else. This might be it. This might be the last push, and will we see a last dash attempt? That said, that's 4-0, and what a very fast push essentially.
Yeah, that's
from-
it's a decent
from
time
Atomic.
from Atomic. So Red Pandas needs to do it faster or they will lose.
do it faster do it faster because the time to beat is 7:43 with the payload finishing at the last point, so they need to at least equal or do it faster essentially.
So it looks like it's just going to be the standard Borneo strat, just combos sitting on the right, engineer sits on the left, sets up his sentry. Raze is on a snipe from close right, trying to get Doge in the spawn. Was John is gonna sit on the left and just Ambassador, like I told him to do against Red Pandas.
2, 1.
Timer is set, and here we go. This is Red Pandas' try for the win. But as we see now, no human facts as of yet. Rocky finally goes down to Ohai, and a lot faster than Atomic through that below the bridge there. Payload finally stopped, as we see now the first quote-unquote mini stalemate to regain the payload.
Yeah, so it looks like the Uber has come out on the right. It's unable to do anything. It's a very bad Uber by Red Pen, and Rem still has full Uber. So this is going to be very, very hard for Red Pandas to come back from. But Doge does get the pick onto Michael. As Mike paused the push from Red Pandas, and Hertz comes in and gets the drop. Hertz goes huge.
That could be detrimental to Atomic's progress here, Atomic's efforts here, as we see now. 8 seconds. Never mind. I was going to say 8 seconds to the payload pushing back, but now we see the effort to push again coming out from Red Pandas. Hyper and Ahoy that eventually got killed. Rocky died in the process. Doon getting the backstep on Nugger, and no push again as Red Pandas regain control of the area.
Yeah, it looks like Atomic were just able to come back in, get the necessary frags. So it might be hard for Red Pandas to actually come in and push in. But it looks like
Definitely hard.
Red Pandas are able to get some of the frags. John is going to go for a pick, gets Hyper on the cart. Red Pandas just needs to push forward.
There we go. First point is set. 5 minutes remaining. 20 minutes remaining to finish all three. And compared to Atomic's try, this is fairly easy hold at the start for Red Pandas there. But again, Red Pandas regain their bearing and hold the payload just before the ramp there.
5 minutes left in the mission.
Yeah, it looks like Atomic's going to try and put up a forward hold, but Ram goes down very low, does get forced, so Red Panda's just going to back out a little bit. And now they just need to try and push back in because they are wasting so much time.
Payload is pulling back there with no one to attend. Finally, the heavy of Hyper might calm down. Reese just headshotted Nogger, and the heavy of Hyper trying to do something, but the sentry is there to stop any of it. As we see now, Fateless just killed Kosh, but again, Fateless getting killed by the mini sentry. They get the backstab on Ray's face. That's the sideline easing up for those. Uber has been popped, and the sentry is saved by the rescue ranger from Happy. And this might be a push and a half for Red Pandas. Hyper killed by Gooseland from a stinking trap. Fateless killed All High. Gooseland killed NG. Scotch killed Hover. Race headshotting Nogger.
Oh,
And Lock killing Michael.
Michael just gets locked, so I think this is going to be GG. It looks like
3 minutes remaining.
Atomic is just able to hold the second point.
They need to do it fast because 3 minutes remaining. That's not enough time to at least go to the maximum, because the length from second to third is far enough to do anything else. As oh my lord, what did she do? Halting Red Pandas' progress. 3 minutes remaining, 2:55. Red Pandas is in some trouble.
Yeah, it looks like Ram has like a 10% override, so they might, if they can get it in time, use it aggressively. But it looks like there's so much spam coming in from Red Pandas.
Oh,
But,
such a nice save. Oh my lord, that is so close. And finally they will do. That's 2 points, but 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. They need to go through 3 and 4 fast if they want anything to done.
So Locke did get forced, which is very surprising. And I believe Ram got out with full Uber.
As well as the sentry.
So this is going to be next to impossible for Red Pandas to push this infamous third point of Borneo.
Yeah, Happy was able to save the sentry. Very interesting play there. Okay, they caught on decloaking by the autonomous sentry there. As we see now, Hyper trying to get the sense where the sentry is. Wrangler has come out. This could prove problematic for Red Pandas. It is just set just at the entrance of the warehouse, beyond the third point there. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. Red Pandas, do something.
Yeah, Red Pandas just needs to get a miracle play onto Ram or something. They wish to push this cart, but it's going to be very difficult. It might be near impossible. They need ×3 from here to the
Oh
end.
no. 1 minute remaining. They need to do it. But I think unless they can catch the card and initiate an endless overtime up until the 4th point, this might be GG.
Yeah, the sentry is still up. I think it's pretty much impossible for Red Pandas to win from here. Rem still has a slight Uber ad over Lock, so looks like they're just going to try and walk in, try and get spam onto the sentry. Hypermocapap's doing an amazing job keeping the sentry up.
The payload is getting forward, but oh my lord, that's a destroyed. Destroyed there. And that's it. 10 seconds remaining. There's nothing left they could do. Your Respawn League Highlander champions are Atomic.
Atomic Affinity winning what seemed to be an impossible task of defeating the champions of Red Pandas, but they proved everyone wrong. They've finally done it, and now they are crowned the new champions of Highlander in Australia.
Very nice indeed. As we compared it to three maps, it was close. Not gonna lie, it was definitely close from uh, both teams, especially Viaduct, but Atomic gaining the upper advantage on Gollywash, gaining the advantage on Borneo, showing they're the best team over Red Pandas. So
Yeah, Atomic did an amazing job just adapting to how Red Pandas play, and especially on Gullywash, they were just so dominant over Red Pandas. So it was a very good job by them, whilst we try and look for the logs. So I have the logs right now. It looks as though Hertz, Doge, and Ohio top frag with 22 and 20 kills, but it looks like the damage from Gooseman, Rocky, Rays is just far superior to Red Panda's damage. So looks like the damage sort of just won Atomic this match.
yeah, definitely the raw killing power of Atomic. But again, you see from Red Pandas, they were aggressive. The one thing they were able to capitalize that they were aggressive. You can see it in Viaduct that they are willing to push forward no matter the cost. But again, like you said, Atomic were able to adapt and return the favor by doing their own brand of aggression and play there. So top job from either team.
So I'm gonna try and get some interviews from Atomic. I doubt anyone from Red Pandas will come in because they're probably all very tilted. But we will try and get some interviews coming in. Okay, so we're going to wait a little bit.
Right.
So,
So
what did you think overall?
I think overall, both teams, like I said the other day, the previous moment, both teams are equal. But you can see where Atomic were able to overcome what was supposed to be a very much not winnable situation from them from Viaduct because they were close to winning and they were able to rebound themselves for Gollywash leading 3-0 in the first half. So top job from them and Red Pandas showing that they are capable. They are, of course, the champions before. So
Yeah, Red Pandas were undefeated in UGC for 7 seasons, and finally, another team has finally beaten them in a grand final. So it's going to be very big, and I think Red Pandas might be quite upset about this result.
definitely having some talks here and there. And I want to bet that a huge moment of relax and accomplishment is there for Atomic. They did the impossible, quote unquote. So who knows really what's the future for them?
Yeah, Atomic and the new champions. They are the strongest team in Australia for Highlander. So, they might be the new Red Pandas.
As we wait, as with that, we are waiting for interviews again. So
Yeah, so
if
it's
you're
a
just joining us, uh, unfortunately, you're too late because Atomic is the Respawn League Highlander champions with a 2-1 win uh, across 3 maps. A very well fought 3 maps, really.
yeah,
So,
it was very even.
so again, like I said, as we wait for interviews.
So it looks like interviews might take a little while. There's a slight issue apparently. I don't know what it is, but who knows how long that will take. Um, but yeah, I think red pandas might not be a thing anymore.
Another shakeup for good measure, to be honest. Can't wait for next season. So a well-deserved break for Red Pandas and a very solemn rethink, probably. Who knows?
Yeah, Atomic have waited, I think, 4 or 5 seasons, maybe I think it's 4 seasons of UGC, and they finally overcome red pandas. So going to be very interesting to see what teams come out next season to try and contest the new champions.
Yep. So so currently again we are waiting for interviews. So sit tight, and we'll update you again for that. All right, I think we got. Who is this?
I think this is one of the admins. I think they want to talk after the interviews about upcoming changes.
Ooh, interesting. All right, so I think we have Michael from Red Pandas
No,
Got it.
Atomic.
No, wrong team.
I'm sorry, Ratman from Atomic. My bad. So Michael, you've just been crowned champion. So how are you feeling right now?
Shocked. Like, really, really shocked. We came into this game with 4 of our core players, 3 subs and 2 mercs. And we had people that came in just kind of expecting it to be a roll, but after the first few rounds of product, people were like, oh, hang on there.
Hello.
Might be something here. We were up 2-1, I believe, on product, and then, they pulled that back, but after that, we had a decent mentality going forward and just kind of, played through Gully, played through Borneo.
Yeah, very much indeed. So again, we have John also from Atomic. Again, you're the champions, John. So
Hello.
first thoughts, what is it?
Very happy, I guess. Finally being able to beat our goal, which we've been striving to do so for 3 or 4 seasons now, I think.
All right, so talk us through the maps, because let's talk about Viaduct first, because that was close. That you were essentially 2-2 coming to the last map, Mike. So what happened there essentially when it goes down to 2-2?
I think we're hoping to take product. Because we banned Badwater instead this time, because last time we versed them we did badly against them on Badwater, and we realized our team was bad on Badwater, so we chose product, which we lost to
We didn't
Red
choose
Pandas
product.
before.
They chose product.
No, sorry, they chose product, and we lost to them 4-2 before, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we just decided it was a better map to contest them on.
Yeah, definitely was a better choice indeed, because you were close. And again, running through Gollywash, you guys, it was a very odd pick, to say at the least, because we didn't expect to have Gollywash in the rotation for the match as well, but you guys absolutely dominating the first half, 3-0. So do you guys scrim often to the map, or is it just that one map you guys know that you're going to absolutely dominate on, or what?
Well, they picked Gollywash as the first map against us in the upper bracket finals last week. And that score was 3-1, and kind of we did the picks right before the match tonight, so we had an idea on what our roster would be going into it because of all the missing players, and we just kind of made the decision that of the maps we had left, which I think was Gully, Borneo, and Swiftwater, we just figured that Gully was our best chance at, a possible map win, maybe, to take it to that third map. It was just the one we were most comfortable on, and we kind of had an idea on how they would play from last. So we just kind of, went with Gully and just prayed for the best.
Right. So again, last map, Borneo, you guys were absolutely. It was neck and neck, but eventually you guys win it and win the championship. You guys were absolutely classing it on the defense, classing it on the offense. Uh, Again, what was the process through it?
We decided to just focus the engineer, because it's a really defense based map just centered around like heavy demo and NG, and so it was just worth my life to continuously go after the NG and his buildings. And we kind of just played off that and Brian's calls pretty much.
Right. So that's it from me. Ink, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, congratulations, you're the new Highlander champions. So what was your process going into these matches? Did you do demo reviews? Did you scrim? Did you talk it through as a team? Or what was your process of making sure you were going to win tonight?
After the upper bracket final, I think we had a talk. And then I think people individually maybe skimmed through a demo or two, just to see what they could do better, like last minute, pretty much.
Yeah, it was kind of like there was never really anything we did as a team to prepare for the match because it's not really something you can prepare for versing pandas because like the only way to improve results against pandas is to play against them, which happens 2-3 times a season. And you know, for the past few seasons for us, it's been once at the very beginning in week 1 because of seeding, and then we play them in upper bracket final, grand final.
Yeah, there's just no teams to scrim right now.
Yeah, so it's just kind of completely different beast altogether. We just kind of we made sure going into the game that our individually our best. We made sure we were just mainly looking to make as few mistakes as possible because that's where they really shine. Is just taking advantage of the mistakes.
Okay, so you were very, very dominant on Gully Wash. What was your process of like going into last, taking mid on Gully Wash to make sure you had that advantage?
We had our mid play as passive as he really could. Like we put 5-6 people through a choke before he walked in, or we would only walk forward basically when there was no one on the point that we wanted to take our mid in, unless he had Uber, which I feel like was a big part of it. Just as well as like Ryan absolutely went ham on a lot of those pushes. I didn't see a lot of them firsthand, but from the comms it seemed like he was hitting some nice pipes and just really making sure that in a few situations our mid could get out when normally he wouldn't be able to.
Alright, so we have now Hyper and Lock there from Red Pandas. Hey, gents.
Hello there.
Hey.
Right.
How are we feeling after that?
A very unfortunate loss. I would say it was a good match, 3 maps for once, and after our dominant streak, we finally actually lost to grand finals.
I'm looking forward to hopefully playing more than 2 games in a whole season outside of people just forfeiting to us because they think they can't win now.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we actually get to play some Highlander during a season.
Do you think a reason as to why you lost was the lack of scrims, the lack of games, even the lack of playing TF2 as much as we used to?
I don't know. I guess they're
would
probably not playing that much either, so...
I would sort of agree, but however, like, every season we always have to shuffle and rotate a couple of our like main core players, like for example NG coming back for us this season, and then rotating me to heavy since we don't have Dr. Awesome usually, and also just the constant swap between our demos of either Deft, Hertz, or Yule or Enrith. Yeah.
Right. So between the 3 maps, where do you think? What was the point that you thought that this is doable?
Was that towards
We always
us or
thought it was
Tommy?
doable, or you mean them?
Well, yeah, for us, our mentality was just to go in and try to like win the usual streak. Generally on product, our first map, we were doing well, and then we started to lose grip of our dominance. And then after a bit, we just all like sort of just relaxed and stabilized for a bit. However, we couldn't just keep that correct mentality for Gullywash and Borneo, as we sort of just collapsed since some of our players weren't used to that.
Right, Yank. Any other words?
What's going to happen next season? Is Red Pandas still going to be a thing, or is it going to?
Probably. I mean, like, as I said, like every team just forfeits to us anyway, so usually we just have to play like 3 games to get to a final anyway, so it's not like it's much effort. to play a season.
And lastly, how did you feel at the end, Hyper? Were you what was your mentality like towards the end? Were you disappointed?
Oh, it was just an unfortunate game. As you know, it's about time that the Red Pandas dynasty was shut down after what 6 seasons of us essentially just rolling through UGC Highlander and just coming first place. However, you know, there's always the redemption arc, and hopefully next season we should come back stronger as ever.
Let's hope to see that.
All right, nothing from me. So, Core, do you have anything to say?
I mean, I'm pretty brain dead after producing that, but honestly, it was a decent match. Like, it's honestly the closest match I've probably seen in a long time. So, good job to both teams there. I know it's a disappointing result, but it's definitely something to look at and sort of play next season around.
Right, I
Just want to give a quick shout out to OBS for nearly cucking the stream twice. So yeah, continue.
All right, shout out for me. I think shout out to Core for producing. Shout out to Ink for co-casting with me. Shout out to the Asia Fortress people out there. Lan is in Lan is in several days in Singapore, so hype for that. And I think that's it for me. Ink, any shout outs?
Shout outs to both teams. You both did very well. Congratulations to the new champions, Atomic. And shout outs to producers, Core, my co-caster, and all the admins that made this season of Respawn possible. Without the admins, there would be no season, so thank you to all the admins, all the moderators, especially to Core, making this season happen. And yeah.
Right, any of you guys want to shout out?
Should we start from the top?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, shout outs to Red Pandas, Atomic Affinity for the close game. Also shout out to Wookiee Cows. That's about it.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to Red Pandas for giving us a great match. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I guess Hover for driving back home to play, and all the people that had work and didn't come to the official, I guess. Oh, and thank you, Gooseman and Faithless for murking.
Right, Lock, any shout outs then?
Yeah, shout out to Red Pandas, shout out to B1, shout out to myself for getting fucking baited for allowing 3 mercs when I thought they wouldn't have players that actually turned up and then gave them upgrade mercs. That's a yikes. That's it.
Right. Michael.
I mean, you know, shout out to Atomic, shout out for Pandas. You know, fucking good season for the most part from both of us. We had some decent games from the 3 that we played. Outside of that, shout out to Coden and Sick Day.
All right, I think that's it from me. That's it from Ink. So this has been the grand finals for Respawn League Highlander Australia. Red Pandas versus Atomic. Atomic won the match 2-1 and becoming the new champions of Australian Highlander. Again, I'm Conquer. That's Ink. Core was our producer for this match and actually the rest of the match really. And we'll see you next season.
N1G in chat, boys.
Just before we end this segment of the stream. We're planning to do a Q&A just pretty much right now of any questions that people want answered. People in Mumble are willing to stick around, you can. We'll answer questions for that. It'll just be sort of like admins answering questions or whatever else, or like what our plans are, etc. So yeah, if anyone in Mumble has any like league related questions, shit.
Will there ever be a change in the bracket system? Will you reinvent it, or will you keep using the one currently?
The current plan for the way each playoffs is going to be structured is fairly similar to what we currently have. I know there's some suggestions tonight to have a second grand final match to incentivize first place, or rather being in first place. It's definitely something I looked at when we were starting the league, figuring out like the structure we wanted to do, etc. But we feel that for this season, because of how condensed it is coming up to Christmas, that it was better off to keep it as one grand final game. It's definitely something we'll consider though after this. We've had a bit of or at least I have a bit of a think about it already, so.
Yeah, okay. Another question, if anyone doesn't have one. Will there ever be like a revamp of the rules? For example, teams like throwing during matches, or just playing with like a minimum of 7 players, etc. Similar things to that.
Well, we will be releasing a just generalized congratulations tomorrow with more information and all of that sort of stuff. The plan is to completely rewrite and revamp the rules for pretty much everything. We found a lot of it wasn't conclusive enough or didn't reflect what we needed during the season, so I'm going to be putting a bit of work into that. As for the whole throwing situation, there will be penalties towards it. It's just a very hard thing to moderate, as there's no strict sort of template or guideline for throwing. It can literally just be AFKing and spawn, or not focusing objective, that sort of thing.
Anyone else have questions? Because I may have a final one to ask.
Yeah.
Okay. Will there be a prize pool for next season?
Prize pools is something we've definitely looked at. I think it's not going to be a thing that we end up doing, just at least for main season games, purely because of it'll incentivize putting together stronger teams, and some teams just being there to get, say, a third place prize or something. It's something we've definitely looked at, and we'll probably end up doing for some of our out of season tournaments, maps, cups, that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's also an issue of trying to find willing and able donors to prop something up, or sponsorship, etc.
Nice.
One of the big things that we're going to be focusing on with expanding to Asia is trying to get some form of sponsorship lined up, but of course, being Highlander, it's not going to be the easiest thing ever, but it's definitely something that's been considered. And if anyone in the chat has questions they want to chuck in, literally anything, just shoot, because we can sit here another 10 minutes and just answer them out, get some opinions from people in here, etc. Actually, there is one thing I do want to ask, just of everyone in here, is the rules around mercenary use, just in general season and playoffs. I know there's been quite a few arguments around, or surrounding at least, the mercenary rules this season, like the cap of 8 and however many you can have per match. So, what do you guys think of that?
Wait, is that the current? No, the current system is 2 maximum mercs, correct?
Yeah.
Per match. And then 8 max in a season.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's like an actual merc.
Yeah, there's a
so
cap
you
for
can
the
have
entire season.
you can have 8 overall for the whole season.
Yeah, I see. So what are you like planning for next season?
We're probably
Like, what
going
are
to
what are your
look at
alternatives?
something like as tonight there was a grade 3 max, like that's happened one other time in a regular season game. It might be something we look at as raising the limit from 2 to 3, maybe adjusting the overall usage, but definitely getting a way to track the amount of max used is a good thing.
I feel like my opinion about that is if you're going to adjust the limit of mercs and the overall cap limit, you should also adjust the roster limit. Because if you are going to expand the merc to 3 rather than 2, I feel that there may have to be some slight balancing with the like active roster pool as well. Because right now the max is 15 rostered players, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, currently. Yeah.
So that's essentially 9 core players and then 6 subs. Right now I feel like the current merc system is fine, with like just 2 mercs max, because I feel like a team that has a full limit of 15 people, so they have 6 subs, they should prioritize those 6 subs to actually play rather than them getting a random merc. Because I feel there needs to be some strict moderation on that itself. Because I feel like teams could just get boosted by just getting a merc rather than getting the actual sub in their, roster.
Yeah. Yeah, if anyone's got any other like concerns around the roster size, and yeah, it's definitely something we did look at in the past. Like we had a few questions at the start of the season about it, but it'll be something we review, especially when we plan to expand Asia, as we are no doubt going to get a lot of questions about cross-region play and whatnot. And I think that'll probably end up needing at least a bump of 2 to the roster limit.
Wait, are you considering of adding Asia, like Highlander, into the pool?
No, so it'll remain separate regions for now, but
okay.
There
Yeah,
are a few players that do have the ability to play between regions.
Yeah, I understand.
So, that is definitely a rule we're going to have to be reviewing. Is the whole crossplay there, but I think one of the big things we want to focus on is trying to clarify rules, getting more things set up around that, get more features out, that sort of thing. Something we looked at doing was possibly a map cup before the next season of Highlander, and that would just be testing community created maps and whatnot. Yeah, if there's anyone that like has any specific question about the match, to go for it.
Oh, I have like another question on the map pool. Well, we had 4 payload maps, 3 Koth maps, and 2 CP maps. Was that
CP map?
no, two. You had no,
Gully?
2 Koth. Yeah, Gully and Steel. They're CP.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, is there going to be like obviously there's going to be different map pool, but like what's the possible ratio of like CP, Koth, and payload going to be?
Well, CP's like been contested for a while. Like some people like it in Highlander. Majority seem to think that it's just chaos.
Yeah, I feel that it's personally depending on what specific CP map it could be. Majority of it is pretty stalematey because having 9 players v9, and it's just difficult to just rotate around the entire map and just have a death ball.
Yeah. There's also people that talk about like, especially 5CP and 6s is somewhat flawed because it can just be nothing but stalemate. And I think Highlander definitely brings that to the forefront. One of the big things with CP on Highlander is just waiting for a pick class to do something or getting some form of advantage to push off, and it typically only means you'll only get 1 point, and quite often you don't even get that. So CP maps I don't think will be making it as big of an appearance as, say, past UGC seasons where there were occasionally 2. Steel is kind of a payload style, just in the way it's played with the stopwatch config, so I definitely feel like there's going to be less CP maps, probably not Gully Wash as well. It was a good test to run, and it's been played before, but it's just not conducive for Highlander. The biggest thing I really don't want to see happen is CP and Cough. Like, I feel Cough is good for Highlander, but payload is definitely what majority of people would think when they think of Highlander. Definitely getting some community created maps in might shake that up a bit.
Such as Vigil?
We looked at Vigil, we've looked at a few others. We've considered some different CP maps as well. There's just going to be a lot of sort of guessing.
Will there be like a survey after this season towards just like the general audience to like vote and like also feedback, like what OzFord and UGC usually do?
The plan is, yeah, that we want to, if possible, have a completely community voted map pool for next season, but there will be some inherent limitations of that. So, like, no doubt there'll be a lot of payload if you go that route, so we're going to have to set a sort of ratio that we want to stick to for that. But yeah, we want to try and get a list of at least 20 maps that we can trim down.
Yeah. Do you believe that if you're going to change the map pool by increasing the by increasing the map pool, do you reckon that you'll also extend the overall like tournament of the season, or just keep it to the regular like 12-ish weeks that it is right now?
Yeah. Something definitely I think UGC has done in the past is they've run, well, I think they still do currently, is they run 7 weeks for the regular or main season and then 3 or 4 for playoffs depending on player numbers and all that. I definitely think, especially once we get the Asia region online, there's going to be some sort of scheduling conflicts there and just general not enough manpower in certain situations. So I think that the idea is probably we'll stick with 8 weeks in the regular season. As for playoffs, this time it was very, very condensed, especially the first 3 weeks, and I feel we'll need to split that up a bit. So it may end up being a 5 weeks playoffs with no break, or taking a week off regular season. It just all depends. There's just no real golden formula or rule yet, really, that pleases everyone. I think another big thing too is, like, especially Red Pandas have had quite a lot of forfeit games or games that people just haven't shown up to, and there's definitely going to be refinement around the forfeit rules, because for a lot of teams, like, we did have a week with 3 forfeits where we kind of felt that a lot of teams didn't even get to play that week, so it might be conducive to changing those rules, and that might sort of ripple effect. I don't know.
Would you maybe change the rules to maybe if a team forfeits, they don't get badges?
That's something a lot of people requested.
I feel that's a bit too strict. Similar to the Ready Steady Pan system is if a team has 3 forfeits, they are officially disbanded from the league, and they don't receive the badges, will you try to do that sort of system or like something of like similarity?
Yeah, well, if, just as a example, I guess, if you had a team that had forfeited twice in the season but has won every other game, they still have the ability to get in playoffs. Now, something possibly could happen. It's not confirmed, and we'd need to talk about it first, but there is maybe the chance that we could only allow people that get into playoffs to receive placement badges if they already have 2 forfeits. So it would remain as 3 forfeits, the team is disbanded. But that would be more so an incentive for like maybe the top 6 or 8 teams to actually get players in each week and play whatever team they're versing.
I mean, that doesn't really fix the issue for Red Pandas because you're still giving a free week that a team can forfeit.
Yeah, I mean, this is just one aspect of that forfeit rule. There's definitely going to have to be a large amount of rules added and changed, especially around forfeiting and merc usage. Like, there was definitely a lot of shortcomings there, and just in general, a good, I'd like to say 50% of the issues we've had so far this season, or rather the season now it's finished, is something to do with either mercenary usage or forfeiting. So those are things we're definitely going to look at. As for just denying badges though, I feel you have to have some form of threshold or some way of mediating that. Losing badges, especially for a team that isn't going to typically get into the playoffs bracket, probably isn't the goal, but if a team is disbanded, they probably won't receive badges anyway, so yeah, it's something that we'll have to have a look at for sure. Yeah. I think
yeah.
I was just about to say, I think there's definitely a lot that needs to be looked at, and definitely a lot that we would like to run past, especially Pandas, AA, a few other teams, maybe even just team captains, I'm not sure. We've been going for a little bit, so if anyone's got any more questions, chuck them in now, otherwise we might just sort of cut the stream there for now. We plan to do something similar to this a bit later on, maybe this week or next week, where we actually clarify with like the changes we've made and what we plan to do.
Will it be a YouTube video or like a Twitch sort of, like a round table sort of thing, like what OzFortress did?
There's definitely going to be a lot of contention between both. I'd like to try and see if it's possible to do both.
You could just do it like as a Twitch thing and just upload the VOD on YouTube.
You could, yeah, but I think one thing is trying to stream it on both ends and then have it as VODs, maybe edited VODs, maybe a condensed version as well. I don't know. It's trying to get it. Yeah, the main problem we've had this season is when we've looked for feedback, there are a lot of people that will give it, but unless it's either short and quick or condensed, a lot of people just won't bother. So I think a definite thing we're going to have to do is just, I don't know, find an easier and sort of better way to get feedback out there so more people respond.
Yeah, I definitely think like one of the things as an admin as well is people keep saying that it's hard to contact us, but you just go through it in admin support. I rarely get messaged about issues that are going on, and I think, Brian, you don't get messaged that often, do you?
Barely, no.
Alright. Yeah, we've just got a question here from Gris, which was sort of mostly covered, but it's just being stricter on forfeit rules / throwing wouldn't be a bad idea considering teams have the ability to place most of the time. Yeah, that's true. Like, at the end of the day, the teams will want to have to play. If there's rules against them consistently forfeiting to a top team, which we're hoping now shouldn't be as big of an issue, there's a good chance they will just continue to do it, no matter what the rules is set. So we're going to have to focus more on the punishments and probably be a bit stricter. I think our idea of trying to keep the league a little more fun, more relaxed, just doesn't really fit what is needed of it at the moment. But yeah, I think we'll end it there, just because everyone's been in here and playing TF2 and doing whatever for hours and hours now, so I'd just like to say thank you for everyone jumping in, casters, Ink and Concord. You guys rock coming in so last minute and sorting that for me, that's good. Thank you to people moderating chat, all that sort of stuff. Thanks for the interviewees that came in to take interviews. I know the result isn't the greatest, but it's good to see a shake up, and it's also good to see where this will take next season. Shout outs to the rest of the admin team. Yeah, I'm pretty much done. If there's any more final shout outs, go for it.
Oh, we already did our shoutouts, so I think it's... Yeah.
Cool. Righto. Well, that's pretty much it for the coverage and for the Q&A style thing at the end. Thanks for everybody coming in, and yeah,